I analyzed the morning routines of 10 billionaires who collectively control over $1 trillion in wealth. These are not random successful people. At the absolute apex of achievement, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Tim Cook, Oprah Winfrey, Richard Branson, Jack Dorsey, Bill Gates, and Ray Dalio, representing technology, finance, media, and entrepreneurship at highest levels. I studied hundreds of interviews, analyzed biographical data, examined leaked schedules, and reverse-engineered their documented habits, discovering patterns that were invisible until compared systematically across all 10. What I found was shocking, not because morning routines were exotic or elaborate, but because they were remarkably similar despite these people operating in completely different industries with different personalities and different life circumstances, suggesting that certain morning patterns create unfair advantage regardless of field or natural talent. Every single one of these billionaires does 3 specific things before 8 a.m. Not most of them, not some variation. All 10 without exception follow same core pattern with personal modifications around edges but identical foundation. These 3 elements appear so consistently that they cannot be coincidence, but rather represent discovered principles that create extreme performance and sustained success over decades. They wake early, but not arbitrarily early for disciplined theta, but strategically early to claim morning hours before world makes demands. They engage in specific cognitive preparation activities, protecting and directing mental resources. They establish physical and emotional state through deliberate practices, creating energy and resilience. These patterns are not about productivity hacks or efficiency tricks, but about creating sustainable, unfair advantage through morning control. What makes this analysis valuable is not learning that billionaires wake early, which everyone already knows, but understanding why specific morning activities create compounding advantages that separate extreme performers from merely successful people. The morning routines are not mystical secrets requiring wealth or unique circumstances, but systematic frameworks that anyone can implement immediately, creating disproportionate returns on time invested. This audiobook reveals exactly what 10 billionaires do every morning, why these specific patterns create advantage, how patterns work together creating multiplicative not additive benefits, and how you can adapt these frameworks to your life regardless of current wealth status or circumstances. Stop wasting morning advantage and start claiming unfair competitive edge through systematic morning control. Learn what billionaires know. Implement what they do. Create compounding advantage starting tomorrow morning. Billionaire 1. Jeff Bezos, the Decision Quality Protocol. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon and one of the wealthiest people in history, follows morning routine designed to maximize decision quality, not quantity. Bezos wakes naturally without alarm around 7 a.m. after ensuring 8 hours sleep because he believes sleep is critical for high-quality thinking, and decisions made tired are poor decisions creating expensive mistakes. He does not check phone or email immediately upon waking, protecting morning mental clarity from reactive demands. He spends morning with family, having breakfast together and reading newspaper, maintaining connection and information intake in calm environment. He schedules high IQ meetings requiring complex decisions before 10 a.m. when mental energy is peak, refusing to make important decisions after 5 p.m. when fatigue impairs judgment. His morning philosophy centers on protecting cognitive resources for most important decisions rather than filling morning with tasks. Key pattern: decision energy protection. Bezos' morning routine reveals that extreme performers protect decision-making capacity as finite resource. Morning hours have highest cognitive energy, making them optimal for complex thinking and important choices, while routine tasks and implementation can happen later when mental energy is lower. By refusing to deplete decision energy on email responses, social media, or reactive tasks in morning, Bezos ensures peak mental resources are available for strategic thinking that creates disproportionate value. The pattern is not about working harder in morning, but about working on right things when brain is most capable. Adaptation framework. Protect your morning cognitive energy by identifying your highest leverage decision or thinking task and scheduling it first before any reactive activities. This might be strategic planning, creative work, or complex problem solving. Refuse to check email or engage in reactive communication until after completing most important thinking work. Even 30 minutes of protected morning thinking time on highest leverage activities creates massive advantage over weeks and months through compounding better decisions. Billionaire 2. Warren Buffett, the reading ritual. Warren Buffett, legendary investor and Berkshire Hathaway CEO, spends approximately 80% of his day reading, with significant portion happening in morning hours. Buffett arrives at office by 7 a.m. and immediately begins reading newspapers, annual reports, and research materials, consuming massive amounts of information before most people start working. He reads 5 newspapers every morning, including Wall Street Journal and local papers, plus hundreds of pages of corporate reports and financial documents. His reading is not passive consumption, but active learning, where he is building knowledge base that informs investment decisions. Buffett describes his success as a result of compound knowledge, where daily reading creates exponentially growing understanding over decades, making him a better decision maker than competitors who do not invest time in deep reading. Key pattern: compound knowledge building. Buffett morning reading ritual demonstrates that extreme performers build unfair advantage through systematic knowledge accumulation. Reading 5 newspapers and hundreds of pages daily seems excessive until you calculate compound effect over 50 years, where daily knowledge building creates massive information and pattern recognition advantage. The morning timing is strategic because reading first ensures it happens before urgent matters crowd out important learning, and because morning mental clarity enables better comprehension and retention. Pattern is not about reading speed or volume, but about consistent daily knowledge building, creating exponential advantage over time. Adaptation framework: dedicate first morning hour to reading material directly related to your field goals or interests. This is not entertainment reading, but strategic knowledge building, where you are deliberately becoming more knowledgeable in areas that matter for your success. 30 minutes to 1 hour of focused morning reading compounds dramatically over months and years, creating expertise that separates you from competitors. Protect this time as non-negotiable investment in knowledge capital that grows exponentially. Billionaire 3. Mark Zuckerberg. The Simplicity Protocol. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook founder and Meta CEO, implements morning routine based on radical simplicity, eliminating decision fatigue through predetermined choices. Zuckerberg famously wears same outfit every day, grey t-shirt and jeans, removing clothing decisions from morning routine. He wakes early and immediately engages in exercise routine, usually running, which he does not vary, requiring no decisions about workout type or location. His morning follows exact same pattern every day, including same breakfast and same sequence of activities, creating automation that requires zero willpower or decision energy. The simplicity extends to work schedule, where he blocks first hour for focused work on most important tasks before any meetings or communications. His philosophy is that reducing trivial decisions preserves mental energy for important decisions affecting billions of people. Key pattern: decision minimization through automation. Zuckerberg morning routine shows that extreme performers eliminate unnecessary decisions through automation and simplification. Every decision, even trivial ones like what to wear or eat, depletes finite willpower and cognitive resources, making automation of routine choices strategic advantage. By predetermining all morning activities, Zuckerberg ensures zero mental energy is wasted on low-value decisions, preserving full capacity for high-stakes choices about product strategy and company direction. Pattern reveals that discipline is not about making hard choices repeatedly, but about making choices once, then automating execution. Adaptation framework: identify decisions in your morning routine that are repeated daily and predetermine them, eliminating choice requirement. This might include predetermined outfit, meal, exercise routine, and first work task. Create exact morning sequence that requires no decisions, just execution. This automation may seem rigid, but it is actually liberating, because it preserves willpower and decision energy for choices that actually matter, creating more freedom where it counts, not less. Billionaire 4. Elon Musk. The time blocking extreme. Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, and other ventures, follows morning routine based on extreme time blocking, where every minute is scheduled in 5-minute increments. Musk wakes around 7 a.m. after approximately 6 hours sleep, which he acknowledges is less than optimal, but necessary for his work volume. He skips breakfast or eats quickly while working and immediately dives into email for critical communications, clearing urgent matters first. His morning involves back-to-back scheduled blocks for engineering review meetings, critical decisions, and strategic planning, with no gaps or buffer time. He splits time between multiple companies, scheduling morning hours for highest priority company that day, usually Tesla or SpaceX. Despite brutal schedule, Musk ensures morning includes time for his children before they go to school, maintaining family connection, even in compressed time frame. His morning philosophy is maximum productivity through ruthless prioritization, and time optimization. Key pattern: extreme prioritization and time density. Musk morning routine demonstrates that extreme performers achieve exceptional output through aggressive prioritization and time compression. 5-minute time blocking ensures every minute serves highest priority goal, eliminating time waste and forcing extreme focus. While his specific implementation is unsustainable for most people, the underlying pattern of ruthless prioritization and time consciousness creates advantage. Musk does not do everything, but rather does only absolutely critical activities, eliminating everything else, creating capacity for multiple companies through extreme focus, not superhuman capacity. Adaptation framework. While 5-minute time blocks may be excessive for most people, implementing 30-minute time blocks for morning creates significant focus advantage. Schedule your morning in specific blocks assigned to specific priorities, ensuring highest value activities get time while eliminating or delegating low-value tasks. Even 2-hour morning broken into 4 30-minute blocks, each with clear objective, creates dramatically more output than unstructured time. Key is ruthless prioritization, where you consciously choose what not to do as much as what to do. Billionaire 5. Tim Cook, the 4 a.m. workout discipline. Tim Cook, Apple CEO, wakes at 3:45 a.m. every morning, starting day hours before most people, creating time advantage through extreme early rising. His first activity is checking global email, since Apple operates worldwide, and early wake time lets him catch communications from Asia and Europe before his workday begins. After email, he goes directly to gym for 1-hour workout at 4 a.m., focusing on both cardio and weights, maintaining physical fitness despite demanding schedule. He returns home for healthy breakfast and arrives at Apple headquarters by 6 a.m., being first executive in office and having already completed workout and email before 7 a.m. His morning routine is non-negotiable, having maintained this pattern for decades regardless of travel schedule or previous day workload. Cook describes early rising as gift of time that nobody can take from you, creating hours of productive work before meetings and external demands begin. Key pattern: time creation through extreme early rising. Cook morning routine shows that extreme performers create time advantage through waking significantly earlier than necessary, gaining hours of undisturbed productive time. Starting day at 4 a.m. gives Cook several hours of high-quality work time before 9 a.m., when most employees arrive, creating massive productivity advantage. Early workout ensures physical health is not sacrificed for work, while early email clearing means he enters office already current on global communications. Pattern is not about sleep deprivation. Cook ensures sufficient sleep by sleeping early, but about shifting schedule to claim morning hours, creating time wealth that cannot be obtained any other way. Adaptation framework. While 3:45 a.m. wake time is extreme, waking 1 to 2 hours earlier than currently creates immediate time advantage. If you normally wake at 7 a.m., try 5:30 a.m. or 6 a.m., gaining 60–90 minutes of quiet productive time before day begins. Use this time for most important work, exercise, or learning, not for email or reactive tasks. Early rising creates time that feels stolen from universe because everyone else is still sleeping, giving you advantage they do not have. Key is maintaining consistent sleep schedule, ensuring adequate rest while shifting timing to claim morning. Billionaire 6. Oprah Winfrey, the Gratitude and Meditation Foundation. Oprah Winfrey, media mogul and billionaire entrepreneur, begins every morning with spiritual and emotional practice centering her before engaging with world. She wakes naturally without alarm around 6 a.m., prioritizing quality sleep as foundation for everything else. Her first conscious act upon waking is expressing gratitude mentally, listing 5 things she is grateful for before leaving bed, setting positive emotional tone for entire day. She then engages in 20-minute meditation using transcendental meditation technique, which she has practiced for decades, describing it as essential for maintaining clarity and inner peace amid chaos of running media empire. After meditation, she exercises for 30 to 45 minutes, combining cardio and strength training. She eats healthy breakfast, often including her favorite foods, mindfully enjoying meal rather than rushing. Only after these practices does she check phone or engage with work, maintaining boundary between self-care and external demands. Her morning philosophy is that you cannot pour from empty cup, requiring filling yourself first before giving to others or engaging with work. Key pattern: emotional and spiritual foundation before action. Oprah morning routine demonstrates that extreme performers establish emotional and spiritual foundation before engaging with external world. Gratitude practice immediately upon waking creates positive psychological state, scientifically proven to improve mood resilience and decision making. Meditation provides mental clarity and stress resilience, creating calm center that remains stable regardless of daily challenges. Pattern reveals that success is not just about doing more, but about being in optimal state while making emotional and spiritual practices strategic, not just nice to have. By establishing foundation first, Oprah ensures rest of day operates from strength, not depletion. Adaptation framework. Start morning with 5 minutes of gratitude practice, identifying 3 to 5 specific things you appreciate, creating positive emotional baseline. Follow with 10 to 20 minutes of meditation, mindfulness, or prayer, establishing mental clarity and inner calm. These practices require a minimal time, but create disproportionate benefits through improving emotional state, mental clarity, and stress resilience. Even 15 minutes total dedicated to inner foundation transforms day quality and decision-making, creating advantage through operating from centered state, not reactive chaos. Billionaire 7. Richard Branson, the exercise first philosophy. Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group and adventure-seeking billionaire, makes physical exercise absolute first priority every morning without exception. He wakes at 5 a.m. regardless of location or schedule and immediately engages in vigorous exercise before anything else. His preferred activities include swimming, tennis, or kitesurfing when on his private island, or gym workout when traveling. He exercises for 1 to 2 hours, treating it as non-negotiable foundation for productivity, claiming that morning exercise doubles his productivity for entire day through increased energy, focus, and mood. Branson does not check email or phone until after exercise, maintaining boundary, protecting workout from interruption. After exercise, he has healthy breakfast with family when possible, then begins work around 7 or 8 a.m., having already completed workout that most people never find time for. His philosophy is that physical health is foundation for mental performance and business success, making exercise primary, not optional activity. Key pattern. Physical state creates mental performance. Branson morning routine shows that extreme performers prioritize physical exercise as productivity tool, not separate health activity. Morning exercise increases energy, improves focus, enhances mood, and builds resilience, creating performance advantages that extend throughout day. By exercising first, Branson ensures it happens before meetings, emergencies, or fatigue, create excuses, making consistency possible through prioritization, not willpower. Pattern reveals that taking 1 to 2 hours for exercise actually creates more productive time than skipping exercise to work more, because energy and focus gains exceed time cost, making exercise highest ROI morning activity. Adaptation framework. Schedule morning exercise as first non-negotiable activity before work, email, or other demands. This might be 30 minutes to 1 hour depending on schedule, but key is consistency and priority. Morning exercise does not need to be elaborate, but should elevate heart rate and engage body, creating energy boost. Even 20-minute walk or bodyweight workout before showering creates measurable energy and focus advantages. Treat exercise as productivity investment, not time cost, reframing it as tool for better performance, not separate health activity. Billionaire 8. Jack Dorsey, the ice bath and meditation ritual. Jack Dorsey, CEO founder of Twitter and Square, implements morning routine based on extreme physical and mental conditioning. He wakes at 5 a.m. and immediately engages in 1-hour meditation using Vipassana technique, which requires intense mental discipline and focus. After meditation, he takes ice bath, spending 3 minutes in near freezing water, which he describes as creating mental clarity, alertness, and resilience. He then goes for 30-minute walk to office, when possible, using walking as transition from morning practices to work mode while getting additional exercise and outdoor exposure. Dorsey eats 1 meal per day, typically dinner, meaning he works entire day in fasted state, which he claims increases mental clarity and focus through metabolic state. His morning routine is based on deliberate discomfort through cold exposure and meditation difficulty, creating what he calls anti-fragility, where voluntary stress makes him more resilient to involuntary stress. He does not check phone or email until arriving at office, protecting morning practices from interruption. Key pattern. Deliberate discomfort builds resilience and focus. Dorsey morning routine demonstrates that extreme performers use deliberate discomfort to build mental and physical resilience. Ice bath and intense meditation are uncomfortable, requiring discipline to maintain, but create benefits through stress adaptation, where voluntary discomfort builds capacity to handle involuntary stress. Cold exposure increases alertness, improves mood, and builds willpower, while meditation develops focus and emotional regulation. Pattern is not about suffering for sake of suffering, but about strategic discomfort that creates performance advantages through adaptation, making difficult things feel easier by comparison, creating psychological edge. Adaptation framework. Introduce controlled discomfort into morning routine through practices like cold showers, breathing exercises, or challenging meditation. Start small, perhaps ending regular shower with 30 seconds of cold water, gradually increasing duration as adaptation occurs. Even brief voluntary discomfort creates measurable benefits for willpower, mood, and mental clarity. Pair with 10 to 20 minutes of meditation or focused breathing, creating dual foundation of physical and mental conditioning. Key is consistency, where daily practice builds cumulative resilience, not occasional extreme efforts. Billionaire 9. Bill Gates, the Think Week Morning Pattern. Bill Gates, CEO founder of Microsoft and philanthropist, structures mornings around learning and strategic thinking. While he no longer maintains rigid schedule after stepping back from daily Microsoft operations, his established morning pattern during peak performance years included waking around 7 a.m. and immediately engaging in reading and thinking time before meetings or operational work. Gates is famous for his Think Weeks, where he isolates for 1 week twice per year, reading papers and thinking strategically. But his daily morning routine followed similar pattern at smaller scale, dedicating first hours to learning and strategic thought, not execution or communication. He reads extensively across multiple disciplines, including science, technology, and business, using morning mental clarity for comprehension and synthesis. He exercises on treadmill, often reading while walking, combining physical activity with learning, maximizing time efficiency. His morning philosophy is that strategic thinking and learning create exponentially more value than operational execution, making protected thinking time highest priority. Key pattern. Strategic thinking before tactical execution. Gates' morning routine reveals that extreme performers dedicate morning hours to strategic thinking and learning rather than tactical execution or communication. Morning cognitive energy is optimal for complex thinking, synthesis, and strategic planning, making it valuable for activities creating long-term advantage, not short-term task completion. By protecting morning for reading and thinking, Gates ensures time is invested in activities with compounding returns, where today's learning informs decades of future decisions. Pattern shows that doing less tactical work in morning while doing more strategic thinking creates more total value through better decisions and insights. Adaptation framework. Dedicate first 30 to 60 minutes of morning to strategic thinking, learning, or planning before engaging in tactical execution or communication. This might include reading industry materials, planning weekly strategy, or thinking through complex problems. Protect this time from interruption, treating it as investment in long-term advantage, not immediate output. Even 15 minutes of daily strategic thinking compounds significantly over months and years, creating better decisions and clearer direction. Key is consistency and protection, where you defend thinking time against urgent but less important demands. Billionaire 10. Ray Dalio, the meditation and principles application. Ray Dalio, founder of Bridgewater Associates and one of most successful hedge fund managers in history, structures morning around meditation and principles-based decision framework. He wakes early and begins day with 20-minute transcendental meditation, which he has practiced for over 40 years, describing it as single most important factor in his success. After meditation, he exercises, combining cardio and strength training, maintaining physical health. He then reviews his principles, which are documented decision-making frameworks he has developed over decades, applying them to current challenges and opportunities. Dalio treats morning as calibration period, where he aligns mind, body, and decision-making approach before engaging with complex investment decisions affecting billions of dollars. His morning routine is designed to create optimal state for what he calls believability-weighted decision-making, where calm, clear mind can evaluate evidence and perspectives without emotional interference. He does not check markets or email until after establishing foundation through meditation, exercise, and principles review. Key pattern. System calibration through practice and principles. Dalio morning routine shows that extreme performers calibrate decision-making systems through consistent practices and frameworks. Meditation creates mental clarity and emotional regulation, enabling objective evaluation of information. Exercise creates physical health and energy. Principles review ensures decisions follow tested frameworks rather than reactive impulses. Pattern reveals that consistent morning calibration creates reliable, high-quality decision-making regardless of external chaos or pressure. Success is not about making perfect decisions, but about having a system that produces good decisions consistently, where morning routine establishes optimal system state. Adaptation framework. Establish morning calibration routine, including meditation or mindfulness for mental clarity, physical exercise for energy and health, and review of personal principles, values, or goals for decision alignment. This might take 30 to 45 minutes total, but creates foundation for better decisions throughout day. Develop written principles or decision frameworks for recurring situations, reviewing them regularly so they become automatic. Morning calibration ensures you operate from deliberate system, not reactive impulses, creating consistency and quality in choices. Universal patterns across all 10 billionaires. After analyzing morning routines of Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Tim Cook, Oprah Winfrey, Richard Branson, Jack Dorsey, Bill Gates, and Ray Dalio, representing technology, finance, media, and entrepreneurship at absolute highest levels, clear universal patterns emerge that transcend individual preferences and personalities, revealing fundamental principles creating extreme performance and sustained success. Universal Pattern 1. Early rising and morning control. Pattern analysis. All 10 billionaires wake early, claiming morning hours before external world makes demands. Wake times range from 3:45 a.m. for Tim Cook to 7 a.m. for Jeff Bezos, but all wake earlier than necessary for work start time, creating buffer of productive time before meetings, communications, and external demands begin. Early rising is not about suffering through sleep deprivation or ensure adequate sleep by sleeping earlier, but about shifting schedule to claim morning hours, creating time advantage and control. Morning hours are treated as most valuable time of day, when cognitive energy is highest, distractions are minimal, and you control agenda, not responding to others' needs. Pattern reveals that extreme performers understand that whoever controls morning controls day, making early rising strategic, not just disciplinary choice. Why it works. Morning hours provide unique advantages impossible to replicate later in day. Cognitive energy and willpower are highest after sleep, making morning optimal for difficult thinking, important decisions, and challenging activities. Distractions are minimal as others are sleeping or just waking, creating rare uninterrupted time in connected world. Morning sets emotional and mental tone for entire day, where positive productive morning creates momentum, while chaotic reactive morning creates cascade of suboptimal choices. Early rising creates time that cannot be created any other way, as staying up late faces increasing fatigue, while waking early captures fresh cognitive resources, making morning hours disproportionately valuable. Implementation without billionaire resources. Wake 1 to 2 hours earlier than current schedule, creating protected morning time. This requires sleeping earlier to maintain adequate sleep, but shift creates immediate time advantage. Use morning hours for highest priority activities, whether strategic thinking, learning, important work, or self-care, not for reactive tasks like email or social media. Protect morning time fiercely, treating it as non-negotiable investment in advantage. Even 60 minutes of protected morning time creates measurable edge over weeks and months through compounding better use of peak cognitive hours. Universal Pattern 2. Physical movement and health foundation. Pattern analysis. 9 of 10 billionaires engage in deliberate physical exercise during morning routine, with only Warren Buffett not explicitly mentioning morning exercise, though he maintains healthy lifestyle through other means. Morning exercise ranges from Tim Cook's 4 a.m. gym sessions to Richard Branson's 1 to 2 hour swimming or tennis to Jack Dorsey's walking commute. But pattern of morning movement is nearly universal. Exercise is not squeezed in when time permits, but scheduled as non-negotiable foundation for productivity, happening before work begins, eliminating excuse of being too busy. Physical activities vary based on preference. Some prefer cardio, others strength training, some individual exercise, others group activities. But consistency of morning movement, regardless of type, reveals fundamental principle. Pattern shows that extreme performers treat physical health as productivity tool, not separate concern, understanding that physical state creates mental performance. Why it works. Morning exercise creates multiple compounding benefits, scientifically validated through research. Physical activity increases energy throughout day through improved cardiovascular function and metabolic activation, making you less fatigued, not more. Exercise enhances cognitive function, including memory, focus, and creativity, through increased blood flow to brain and neurochemical changes. Mood improves significantly after exercise through endorphin release and stress hormone regulation, creating positive emotional baseline. Discipline and confidence build through completing challenging activity before day begins, creating psychological momentum. Heals compounds over years and decades, where daily movement prevents disease, maintains function, and extends both lifespan and health span. Morning timing ensures exercise happens before fatigue meetings or excuses prevent it, making consistency possible. Implementation without billionaire resources. Schedule 20 to 60 minutes of morning movement before work, starting day with physical activity regardless of specific type. This might be gym workout, home bodyweight exercises, running, swimming, or even brisk walking. But key is consistent morning movement at elevated heart rate. Exercise does not need to be elaborate or require expensive equipment, but should challenge body and create exertion. Treat exercise as productivity investment, not optional health activity, reframing time spent as creating energy and focus for rest of day, making net time positive, not negative, through performance gains exceeding time cost. Universal Pattern 3. Mental preparation and cognitive priming. Pattern analysis. All 10 billionaires engage in some form of mental preparation or cognitive priming before engaging with work demands. This takes different forms across individuals. Bezos protects decision energy through avoiding reactive tasks. Buffett reads extensively, building knowledge. Zuckerberg automates decisions, preserving mental resources. Musk plans ruthlessly in time blocks. Cook processes global communications before meetings. Oprah meditates and practices gratitude. Branson exercises for mental clarity. Dorsey meditates and uses cold exposure. Gates engages in strategic thinking and reading. And Dalio meditates and reviews principles. Common thread is deliberate preparation of mental state and cognitive resources before engaging external demands, ensuring mind is operating optimally, not reactively. Pattern reveals that extreme performers understand cognitive performance is state-dependent, requiring deliberate creation of optimal state through morning practices. Why it works. Mental preparation creates optimal cognitive state through multiple mechanisms. Meditation and mindfulness practices improve focus, emotional regulation, and stress resilience, creating calm, capable mental state. Reading and learning build knowledge capital that compounds over time, creating pattern recognition and insight advantages. Decision energy protection and automation prevent depletion of finite willpower on trivial choices, preserving capacity for important decisions. Strategic thinking and planning create clarity about priorities and approaches, preventing reactive scattered work. Gratitude and positive practices establish emotional baseline affecting all subsequent interactions and decisions. Morning mental preparation is investment, creating returns throughout day through better thinking, clearer decisions, and more effective action, making time spent on preparation net positive through improved execution. Implementation without billionaire resources. Dedicate first 15 to 30 minutes of morning to mental preparation, choosing practices matching your needs and preferences. This might include 10 minutes meditation or mindfulness for focus and calm, 15 minutes reading for learning and knowledge building, 5 minutes gratitude practice for positive emotional state, 10 minutes planning or strategic thinking for clarity, or combination of practices. Key is consistency and protection, where you defend mental preparation time before engaging reactive demands like email or news. Even brief daily mental preparation creates measurable improvements in focus, decision quality, and emotional state, compounding significantly over time. The 3 universal elements. All 10 billionaires do these after identifying broader patterns. Analysis reveals 3 specific elements that appear in all 10 morning routines, without exception, creating universal framework transcending individual variation. Universal element 1. They wake before necessary and claim morning hours. All 10 billionaires wake significantly earlier than their first work obligation would require, creating buffer of personal time before external demands begin. This is not about specific wake time, but about gap between waking and when the external world requires response. Bezos wakes at 7 a.m. for 10 a.m. meetings, creating 3-hour buffer. Buffett arrives office at 7 a.m. but starts reading earlier. Zuckerberg wakes early for exercise before work. Musk wakes at 7 a.m. but could wake later for his schedule. Cook wakes at 3:45 a.m. for 6 a.m. office arrival. Oprah wakes at 6 a.m. maintaining hours before work. Branson wakes at 5 a.m. for exercise. Dorsey wakes at 5 a.m. for meditation and ice bath. Gates historically woke around 7 a.m. for thinking time. Dalio wakes early for meditation and exercise. Universal pattern is claiming morning before obligations begin, creating controlled time that is yours, not others. Universal element 2. They engage in cognitive preparation, protecting mental resources. All 10 billionaires deliberately prepare cognitive resources before engaging reactive demands. Bezos protects decision energy, avoiding morning email. Buffett reads building knowledge. Zuckerberg automates trivial decisions. Musk plans in time blocks. Cook processes critical communications first. Oprah meditates establishing clarity. Branson exercises for mental performance. Dorsey meditates intensely. Gates engages in strategic thinking. Dalio meditates and reviews principles. Common thread is deliberate action to optimize mental state and protect cognitive capacity from depletion through active trivial activities. Universal pattern is treating mental resources as finite valuable, requiring protection and optimization. Universal element 3. They establish physical and emotional state through deliberate practices. All 10 billionaires use morning practices to establish optimal physical and emotional state. Bezos gets full sleep and avoids stress. Buffett maintains health through sustainable routine. Zuckerberg exercises daily. Musk splits time with children, maintaining connection. Cook works out rigorously. Oprah practices gratitude and meditation. Branson exercises as top priority. Dorsey uses ice bath and meditation. Gates exercises while reading. Dalio meditates and exercises. Universal pattern is understanding that state matters as much as strategy, requiring deliberate creation of optimal physical and emotional baseline through consistent practices. Implementation framework. Adapting billionaire patterns without billionaire resources. The value of analyzing billionaire morning routines is not to copy them exactly, which is impossible without their resources, schedules, and support systems, but to extract universal principles and adapt them to your circumstances, creating advantage through morning optimization, regardless of wealth or status. Implementation Step 1. Wake 60-90 minutes earlier than currently. Start claiming morning hours through waking earlier, creating time advantage and control. This does not require waking at 3:45 a.m. like Tim Cook, but rather waking earlier than your current pattern. If you currently wake at 7 a.m., try 5:30 a.m. or 6 a.m. If you wake at 8 a.m., try 6:30 a.m. or 7 a.m. Key is creating gap between waking and external demands, beginning where you control agenda, not responding to others. Adjust the sleep schedule, going to bed earlier to maintain adequate sleep, treating early rising as schedule shift, not sleep reduction. Even 60 minutes of claimed morning time creates significant advantage through having productive hours before day begins. Implementation Step 2. Protect first 30-60 minutes for mental preparation. Use early morning time for mental preparation before engaging reactive demands. This might include 15 minutes meditation for focus and calm, 20 minutes reading for learning, 10 minutes journaling or planning for clarity, or combination of practices, totaling 30 to 60 minutes. Key is doing mental preparation first before checking email, phone, or news, protecting cognitive resources from reactive depletion. This is investment, creating returns throughout day through improved focus, decision quality, and emotional state. Defend this time fiercely as non-negotiable, making mental preparation foundation, not optional add-on. Implementation Step 3. Schedule morning physical movement. Engage in physical exercise or movement before work, beginning day with activity regardless of specific type. This might be 20 to 45 minutes gym workout, 30 minutes running or walking, home bodyweight exercises, yoga, or any movement elevating heart rate and engaging body. Schedule exercise as first or second morning activity, ensuring it happens before work meetings or fatigue create excuses. Treat exercise as productivity tool, creating energy, focus, and mood benefits exceeding time cost, making it net time positive, not negative. Consistency matters more than intensity, where daily moderate exercise outperforms occasional extreme efforts. Implementation Step 4. Automate routine decisions. Eliminate unnecessary decisions from morning routine through automation and predetermined choices. This might include predetermined outfit, eliminating clothing decisions, same breakfast, reducing food choices, established exercise routine, not deciding workout type daily, and consistent morning sequence requiring no decisions, just execution. Automation preserves willpower and decision energy for choices that actually matter, creating more mental resources for important decisions throughout day. Start by identifying 3 to 5 routine morning decisions and predetermining them, creating automatic execution, not repeated choice. Implementation Step 5. Create morning boundary. Establish firm boundary between morning preparation time and reactive engagement with external world. Do not check email, social media, news, or phone until after completing morning routine, maintaining protected time for practices, creating foundation. This boundary ensures morning hours serve your priorities, not others' demands, preventing reactive scattered start to day. Use airplane mode, do not disturb, or simply leaving phone in other room during morning routine, creating physical barrier to distraction. Even 30 to 60 minutes of protected morning time before engaging external world creates significant clarity and focus advantage. The morning advantage creates unfair long-term edge. What separates billionaires from merely successful people is often not superior intelligence or unique talents, but rather systematic practices, creating compounding advantages over years and decades. Morning routines are not mystical secrets or elaborate rituals requiring wealth, but rather discovered principles that optimize cognitive performance, protect limited resources, and create sustainable patterns, enabling consistent high performance. The three universal elements of waking early and claiming morning hours, engaging in cognitive preparation, protecting mental resources, and establishing physical and emotional state through deliberate practices appear across all 10 billionaires, because these patterns create fundamental advantages that compound regardless of field or circumstance. You cannot replicate billionaire schedules or resources, but you can implement underlying principles, creating your own morning advantage. Wake earlier, claiming time before external demands begin. Protect morning cognitive energy through preparation, not reaction. Establish physical and emotional foundation through consistent practices. These adaptations create measurable edge through having productive, focused, energized hours while others are scattered, reactive, and depleted, making morning optimization highest leverage investment available regardless of current success level. Start tomorrow morning. Implement one element from this framework. Add additional practices over weeks, building sustainable routine that creates compounding advantage. The billionaires prove these patterns work at highest levels, providing roadmap for morning optimization, creating unfair long-term edge through systematic morning control.